We're studying IGCSE English as a second language, and we're looking at articles. We're practicing them today. We'll start by writing some articles, and we'll see how to write an article step by step. Right? How to write an article. That's what we're doing today. Read the question, Anas. Read the question.
All right. In class, we have been discussing whether it is important for all students to have music lessons at school. Here are some comments from your classmates.
Right. अब इसमें underline क्या करना है? What should we underline in this?
Discussing class important music lessons.
Right. So whether it's important to have music lessons at school. This is what is important. Yes. This is what the topic is about. This is your purpose. Purpose. What is the meaning of purpose? Zahra, purpose. What is the meaning of purpose?
To do something. Your
goal in the writing. What you're supposed to write in your writing. What is your goal? This is your purpose, right? This is what you're using. Now I want to explain this again and again. Purpose, yeah, purpose, audience, and register. Now we look at audience. Now this is how I write an article. I start with purpose, so I know this is my purpose. It is always in the question. Audience. Okay, who am I writing to? I'm writing to a school. A school. Wait. I'm writing to article for your teacher. I'm writing it for my teacher, so it must the audience is the teacher. Teacher is my audience, fine. Now, based on the audience, I'll find a register. What is the meaning of register, Zahra?
to register something.
नहीं, इसका मतलब है what kind of word choice you're using. Now, please write this in your notebook. Whatever I'm writing, they should be copied in your notebook word to word. Okay? Write down this question is. Write down the title today and start writing like this. Purpose. Our purpose is to, given in the question, audience is the teacher. Word choice, register, word choice. What kind of word choice are we going to use in this? Formal. Because we're writing to a teacher, it should be formal. Formal means you cannot use any contractions such as you can't use can't, you can't use won't. That's wrong. You have to say cannot. You have to say will not. Right? You cannot say this. This is wrong. This is not formal. This is formal. Clear? What is formal? You cannot use contractions, and we'll see a lot more afterwards. Now let's start writing this. Now, first thing first, we have Zara, read these two.
There are more important things to do at school, but I like the chance to do something creative.
Okay. Now, what was the question? Read the question, Zara, again. The highlighted part. Read over here.
Whether it is important for all students to have music lessons at school.
All students to have music lessons at school. All. Okay. Anas, read this.
Music is useful for what I want to do in life. I think I improved in my other subjects as a result.
Plan. We're going to make a plan first. It's an article, yes. Register, purpose, audience, register. We have fine. Actually, forget this. Register. We'll have one more thing here, which is the format. And the format is article. We know that. Now, in my plan, I know articles have. I'm going to write a one-sided article. Not a two-sided, one-sided article. Now please write this with me on your notebook, whatever I'm writing. Plan. The first thing is plan. So plan, I'll say, how many paragraphs do I need? One-sided article has about 5 or 4, let's say 4 paragraphs.
Sir, what do you mean by one-sided and two-sided?
What do I mean by that? We have done this in class, yes? One-sided
Yes.
means, since right now the topic is let's write the purpose. Purpose right now is importance of music, or should all students have music lessons in school. Now this is your purpose. This is what you're writing about. Now you tell me, you can do 2 things in an article. You can agree with this or you can disagree with this. Zara, do you agree or disagree with this?
So, but if we write one-sided article, we have to divide it into 5 parts, right?
You can do 5 or 4. I'm going to write it right now for you. Okay?
Okay.
Let's do 1, 2.
Wait, are articles
To
supposed
5.
to be two-sided, or can they be?
Okay, now we're writing a one-sided article. What does this mean? I am either against or for. Okay, I am not neutral. Is that clear? So आपको side लेना होगा. You're taking a side. You're not neutral. So when you're writing a two-sided article, you're talking about both the disadvantage and advantage. Now in this case, you're against or either for this. You either support this or you don't support this. Okay. Now since I'm writing a one-sided article, I have to choose if I'm against or for. So I think I'm going to be for this. It's always easier to be for. So I am for. Now I need at least 3 points for, let's say, what do you mean for? For means if I'm any advantages of music.
For means like you're supporting it.
Support. Yes, for means support.
Yeah.
Supporting. I hope you know that. If you have any questions, ask me. Now, what points can I think? We can take a few from the questions itself. Well, I like the chance to do something creative. I think it improves me in my other subjects as well. Okay. So, music is creative. Improves in other subjects.
Can we write that it gives us a relaxation?
Relaxes us. All right. Gives us relaxation. 3 points. Right? Nothing else. This is pretty simple. It took me 5 minutes, not even a minute, to write this plan. Now the thing is, this is not good enough. I need more detail in my plan. So music is creative because let's say and allows freedom to do or freedom to let's say enjoy, let's say to do what you like, or let's say and helps. Music is creative and helps improve our thinking capacity. So first I'll tell you music is creative, but how is this good? Right? Because I'm supporting it, so I need to tell you how is this good. So this is my argument, but how is this helping me? Because it helps improve our thinking
So can
capacity.
we write like that when we write music, our writing skills also improve?
Say that again.
So can we write that when we write a song, our writing skill also improves?
Right? So improves in other subjects. And I'll give an example to this. Example, writing music improves writing in English as well. Or let's say in English as well. Now that's what's happening. Now this as well, let's remove that and give it an example. Now I need you to have at least 1 or 2 examples for each topic.
Okay.
Example. So write your point, then example, and then give this a relaxation. Example is, let's say, after a lot a long day of studying, or let's say clears our mind after a long day of studying. Now I've written some examples, I've written some points. Fine. Now I'll give you one more example over here, which is research, research backed. Let's say research shows this. Done. Now this is a rough plan. Done. So that's 4. The next thing is against. This should be very quick. You don't have to write a lot, but you have to do this before you start writing. Against, I'll say music, or let's look at the question here. There are more important things to do in time. Music isn't useful for what I want in life. Okay. Music is not important, or let's say is a distraction and wastes our time. That's against. Fine. Okay. Done. So I have a for and against. I'm going to use this in my writing. Let's start writing. First thing first, intro. Now the thing is, I'm writing the intro here. Is everyone ready? Should I start?
Yes.
Now, how do we start an intro? Zahra, talk to me.
Should I then?
You have to tell me how should I start? Talk to me. Introduction. So whenever I'm writing an introduction to an article, I will start with, perhaps I'll say recently, okay, there has been a lot of debate whether music lessons should be compulsory.
Wait, we have to include the setting, right? So we could write recently there has been
So,
a
but
lot
we
of
are taking it as a main subject over here, right?
They're taking music classes for everyone. Now, Niranjana, read the question, the highlighted part.
Okay.
Read it out loud.
So can you zoom in a bit? Yeah. In class, you have been discussing whether it is important for all students to have music lessons at school. Here are some comments from your classmates.
Now, school. Now, whether they should
Yeah.
be, whether you should have compulsory music lessons at school. So to all
Wait, I
in
have a
school.
question.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fine. Now, what
Can
am I
you write
doing?
it like
I'm rewriting this. This purpose goes here. So start with the purpose. Start with the question. Rewrite the question in your own words. Okay. Now that's it. Now let's say something else. Music
wait,
has.
I have a question.
Ask me.
Can we write it like recently there has been a lot of debate in our school whether music lessons should be compulsory to all.
That's also okay. That's fine. Debate in our school. In our school. That's all right. That's also okay. You can write both ways. Now, music is. We cannot deny that music has been an important tool since, let's say, ages. However, should people be forced to study it? Done. Now, how am I ending this? I start with a linking word right here, and I write the purpose. This is my purpose. Then I give a general statement about music, something you can make this up, anything, any information about music. So I'm saying we cannot deny, use the word we cannot deny in your writing. And then after this, you can write whatever you want. Then we say, however, then I want a question here. This is a question. Is that clear? Now you have to write exactly like this in your writing, and then I'll tell you how to improve more. Okay, this is a good way to start. Any questions here, Zara?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So only this much will be for the introduction.
No, we'll write one more question. Just a second.
Wait, are we doing it with the word limit or?
Word limit. It's 150 words.
Okay.
200 words.
Okay.
Now, finally, we'll say, or let's say, however, should people be forced to study it? That's one question. Have you found music helpful? I'm asking two questions. Done. And then we'll say, or fine. Now we'll start. We'll start with our first argument. So firstly, what was my first argument which I wrote here? Music is creative.
Get the first paragraph.
Now we write the first paragraph, which is our first point. Now look, Zara, read our first point, which I wrote here.
Music is creative. Example helps improve our thinking and capacity.
All right, fine. Let's continue here. Firstly, how am I starting? I'm starting with a linking word. Firstly, then music is, we'll say, music is creative and helps us improve our thinking capacity. I can write this exactly, but no, I'm going to change a few words. Music is the most creative thing out there.
Okay, can you scroll a bit up?
Yes, I can. Music is the most creative thing out there. And I'll put let's say an exclamation mark here. It helps us improve our thinking capacity. Let's say express ourselves better and is there anything else? How does music help you?
Sir, won't we write out here or out there? Because I think it's out here.
There. We'll say out there, never here. Okay, it's always there. Okay, you never write here. So music is the most creative thing out there, matlab dunya mein, in the world. We can also say
We could also write music is creative and helps us boost our thinking power.
Thinking powers. Thinking capacity is the same as thinking power. Okay, it helps us improve, or I can use the word boost, which is also fine. It helps us boost our thinking, right? Now you write improve first, and then think if there's a better word you can use. So I can say, okay, improve. I can use a boost over here. That's another synonym. It helps us boost our thinking capacity and express ourselves better. And
Your voice.
is lagging. Zara, can you hear me properly?
Yeah,
Yes,
now
sir.
I can.
Okay, express ourselves better and let's say.
I think I'm having Wi-Fi problems.
All right, just take a second. Let's say express ourselves better and be more compassionate. More compassionate. Now, what am I doing? I'm using three words here: boost our thinking, express ourselves better, and makes us more compassionate. Now, this right here is called a triad. What is it? Or just say it's a list of three. List of three. So whenever you're giving an example, give three examples together. Is that clear? Zara.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, I
this
got
is
another
But
doubt.
how will we know that it's within the word limit?
how will you know? Because you should know that when you're writing, the thing is your sheet. You should practice and you'll realize how much space you're taking on the sheet. So usually it will be about the whole area will have exactly 200 words. Let's say you have this much sheet, right? And you'll realize that in this much area, let's say in this much area, you can finish 200 words. And after that, you're not going to write anything else. This you will only find this by practicing. Now, don't worry about word limit now. That is the least of your concerns right now. Nobody cares about word limit right now. When you start learning how to write first. The next thing after this, I'm going to continue. So finishing music is the most creative thing in the world. It helps us boost our thinking capacity, express ourselves better, and makes us more compassionate. I gave 3 examples together. This is very good for flow. Next thing will continue from here. Furthermore, again a linking word. Furthermore, music is backed by research. Backed by research. Furthermore, let's say the benefits of music are backed by research conducted by MIT University, or let's say conducted by Cambridge University. All right.
Sir,
Yes, tell me.
sir, for example, for report writing, we write like before starting the paragraph, we do write introduction. And for example, for now, you're writing body writing, right? So
Yes.
do we have to mention first body like for report as we do
Yes,
the same
also in
for,
report. Also in report.
and no, I'm asking about article. Should we write an article too?
Say that again. Ask your question again.
Okay, so for like as we write introduction before starting a paragraph in report writing, are we supposed to do the same in article?
Yes, you have to do the same. You have to every time you start a paragraph, use a linking word. Firstly, secondly, lastly. Okay?
Sir, I'm not asking about this.
आप उर्दू में पूछो फिर एक और बार.
जी, मैं आपसे ये पूछ रही हूँ जैसे हम लोग रिपोर्ट में स्टार्ट करने से पहले फॉर एग्जांपल वी स्टार्ट अ पैराग्राफ, तो हम पैराग्राफ स्टार्ट करने से पहले हम लोग लिखते हैं इंट्रोडक्शन. अगर बॉडी स्टार्ट करेंगे तो लिखेंगे फाइंडिंग्स. इसी तरह हम लोग रिपोर्ट में आर्टिकल में लिखेंगे.
See, हम इंट्रोडक्शन लिखेंगे, ठीक है, बट आर्टिकल में ऐसे नहीं हो रहा कुछ, राइट? I'm not able to understand your question. You're saying कि we write the introduction in whenever we start a paragraph in report writing, we write an introduction. So should we do this in article? Is this your question?
Yes, sir.
No, okay. You write the introduction only here in the beginning. Okay. Now in the paragraph, start with your argument, which you wrote here. Is that clear? Then you write your argument, then give example, 1 example, 2 example. Is that clear? And always give an example of research.
Wait.
Yes,
So
Anas, ask me.
the introduction and conclusion include the 5 paragraphs? Like, do the 5 paragraphs include those 2?
No, conclusion is other than the argument. So,
Okay.
right? Niranjana, any questions here?
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right
Okay,
back.
now what are we learning here? First thing, I used 2 questions in the intro. These are called rhetorical questions. What are they called? Rhetorical question. What are they called?
Historical question.
Now, why do we need this? Because to make our writing more interesting. Now, there's no point if you forget this in the next class. So please do something to remember this. Rhetorical question. You'll also get the notes in the GCR, but Write it in your notebook. I'm going to continue with the next paragraph. Can I? Now, if you want, you can ask me any doubts in the first two paragraphs.
Sir, I still do have a doubt about that introduction thing and verifying, but as the class will end, I will send you the format for it and ask the question, same question.
Right.
I think so then you
Write
can
it in the
understand
chat. Write the question in the chat afterwards. Now let's continue with the second argument. The second argument is, secondly, I'll say, what was my argument? Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, please write the two paragraphs in your notebook first. Have you written it?
Yes.
Zahra, have you written the first two paragraphs on your notebook?
No, sir. I have just
Write
written
them.
the first one and the second one.
Write the second one. Now, Niranjana, talk to me. I need your microphone on.
Yes, sir.
What do you understand about article writing from this class?
So we can write one-sided or two-sided paragraphs. If it is one-sided, we have to divide our paragraphs in 5. One-sided, that means we have to divide into 5 paragraphs. First, we will find all the 2 questions in the first introduction. Then we will find the list of the things important or related to it, and we will give examples for each of them. And then our word limit is 150 to 200 words.
Okay, read this line.
So which line? Give example of reason or research always.
Is that clear? Now, I want you to read this paragraph out loud. You tell me,
Okay.
before you stop, actually. Tell me, what is this firstly here? What kind of word is that?
Firstly,
Yes.
it is an adverb.
What is it?
Adverb.
No, it's not. Try again.
It's a connecting word.
What is it?
It's connecting word.
Connecting word. Now, your exam, IGCSE, the examiners are going to use the word linking word. What are they using? What is this? Now, you're going to forget this, right? So, tell me, how should I tell you? Now, firstly, recently, both of these are
linking word.
linking words. Is that clear?
Yes.
So, how do you start your
Yeah.
how do you start your first argument? The second paragraph, how do you start it? You start it with firstly, yes.
Yeah.
Then what do I say after that?
Firstly, music is the most creative thing. First, we will give us. First, we will write one example, like why is it creative, and then we will give an example for everything. Always
Example
a
for
reason
everything.
or
Reason
yeah.
or example. So we start with what? Linking word, yes. Now you should realize this right here is going to give you 2 marks in the exam. Only the linking words. That's just 2 marks. So if you're getting a 10 out of 12, or let's say 18, you'll get a 12 out of 18 if you use linking words correctly. And then if you use good paragraphs, then you'll get a 14 out of 18. If you also use good linking, a lot more vocabulary, then you get a 16 out of 18. So these small things add up, right? So we start with linking word, then what is the second thing after linking word? That is your argument, yes? Which you wrote here in the plan. What was my first argument? Music is creative. That was my argument. Yes, I had already planned this.
Yeah.
Wait, so is it like out of 18 in our board exam, like the CIE exam?
I'll tell you how out of how much it is. It doesn't matter right now. What matters
Because
is,
on this paper it's like 16.
I know it's 16 now. It has
Oh.
changed. The syllabus has changed. I know that. It's not really important. It's just an example. What is important is you start with linking word. Then you, what is the next thing you give after it? Tell me. Your argument. Okay? Repeat after me. We start with linking word, then give the argument. Clear?
Yeah.
And then after the argument, we'll put an exclamation mark. Is that clear?
Yes.
Fine. And after that, we will give examples. How many examples will we give? Will we give 3 examples in one sentence? So we'll say it helps us boost our thinking, comma, express ourselves better, and makes us more compassionate. So we're giving 3 things in one sentence. Done? Any doubts here?
No.
Then we use another linking word. What is this, Niranjana?
Secondly.
We can no, we
Oh,
won't
over
use
here it is
secondly.
furthermore.
Furthermore. Now, furthermore is used in the middle of a paragraph. That's also a linking word, but that's used in the middle. Firstly, secondly, I use at the start of a paragraph. Is that clear? Now, I need you to use this in your writing as well. Furthermore, comma, after every linking word, we have a comma, yes?
Yeah.
Then, furthermore, the benefits of music are backed by research conducted by Cambridge University. Done? That was another example, or we can call this another example, which we wrote here. So we talked about research. I had already planned this, so I will not forget, or let's say not have enough words. I will always have enough words. Okay. Next, we'll start our next paragraph. University is university. University is going to be capital U. That's something you should know. Fine. Now, before I start the second paragraph, you should know that in the second and third paragraph, you have the same. In the second paragraph, you have the same thing. Same format as the first one. Do the exact same thing. Firstly, think, then say, give examples, and then say another linking word and give another example. And in the fourth paragraph, we're going to use, tell me.
We have 4 paragraphs, 2 will be against and 2 will be. Is that how we will do it?
I'll tell you how it will be. So after secondly, we will say finally. But then over here we'll have counter argument. I'll teach you this. I've taught you how to use a counter argument already. And then finally, we'll have over here in conclusion. And then we will give, let's say, give summary. Well, this is how it's happening. Okay. Now, please tell me who has written everything and what is remaining. Start with Zahra. How much have you written?
I have written recently the first introduction and the second part. Secondly, and on the other hand, and in conclusion stuff, these 3 are left.
These 3 are left, yes? So please
Okay.
write this right now. Anas, have you so this is remaining for you? Write that. Now, see this right here, I haven't written this. I'm just telling you how it should happen. So you'll say secondly, then after that you'll write wherever you have these bracket things, you have to put your own thing there. This is homework, which you have to do tomorrow, not today. Homework for next week. Or let's say
Okay, sir.
for weekend. For weekend.
Okay, can I see the example?
Can you see the example? Just a second. Just a second. Manvi, can you hear me? No. Now, Niranjana, how much have you written?
Sir, I wrote everything, whatever you wrote.
Everything? Are you
Only
sure?
secondly and on and the conclusion and give summary. That part is already left.
So just write it right now. I'm going to restart the meeting. Manvi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good evening. I'm going to add you back in exactly 5 minutes. Okay? Open your notebook and start revising. I think we're doing vectors. So start reading about vectors, parallel vectors. I'm restarting the meeting.